Julia Roberts, Hollywood royalty. For decades, she's been the face of elegance and grace. But what happens when America's sweetheart steps into one of the most polarizing debates in Hollywood and defends a celebrity who divides public opinion like no other? On one side, Julia Roberts, fiercely loyal and willing to risk her own reputation for a friend. On the other side, Joy Behar, never afraid to challenge anyone, no matter how beloved. What followed wasn't just a talk show argument. It was a cultural moment that had fans screaming online and network executives wondering if they'd just witnessed history. The cameras of The View rolled as the hosts gathered around the iconic table. Julia Roberts, dressed elegantly but casually, sat between Sunny Hostin and Joy Behar. The topic of the day? Johnny Depp's controversial return to Hollywood. Whoopi opened with her usual warm tone. "Julia, thank you for joining us again. You've had an amazing career, and people love hearing your perspective. So let's get to it. Johnny Depp is back in Hollywood after all the controversy. You've been public about your friendship with him. Tell us why you think he deserves another chance." Julia took a deep breath and smiled softly. "Because Johnny is a good person. He's been through a very public, very painful period, and I don't think we should define anyone by their worst moments. I know him personally. He's kind, generous, and incredibly talented." Joy raised an eyebrow immediately. "Kind? Julia, come on. The man has been at the center of one of the ugliest celebrity scandals in years. You know what people are saying. Hollywood just protects its own." The audience murmured. Julia turned to Joy, her expression serious but calm. "Joy, I understand the criticism, but I also believe in redemption and in seeing people for more than just the headlines." Joy leaned back, shaking her head slightly. "But headlines don't write themselves, Julia. People saw the courtroom drama. People read the evidence." Julia leaned forward, locking eyes with Joy. "And people also saw how he was treated, vilified before he had his chance to speak. That's not justice." Joy chuckled sarcastically. "So what, Julia? Are you saying he's completely innocent? That Hollywood just misunderstood him?" Julia's voice remained calm, but stronger now. "I'm saying life is complicated, Joy. Relationships are complicated. People make mistakes. But those mistakes don't erase decades of good work or someone's entire character." Sunny tried to ease the tension. "Maybe what Julia's saying is we have to separate art from the artist sometimes." Joy interrupted. "No, no, no. That's the problem. That's why people don't trust Hollywood. You all defend your friends no matter what they do. If this were a plumber or a teacher, nobody would be handing out second chances like candy." Julia's eyes flashed, her smile fading. "That's unfair, Joy. This isn't about privilege. It's about humanity. Johnny is a human being. He went through hell. I know him. I trust him, and I believe people can change and heal." The audience applauded loudly at Julia's words, but Joy was unrelenting. "You realize you're risking your own reputation defending him, right? A lot of people think he's toxic." Julia looked directly into the camera, then back at Joy. "If loyalty and compassion make me toxic, then so be it." Joy crossed her arms. "Julia, you're one of the most respected actresses in Hollywood. Why even involve yourself in this? Why not just stay neutral? Do your movies, keep your head down?" Julia's voice rose slightly for the first time. "Because silence is complicity. Because when someone you know personally is being torn apart and you know them to be better than the image being painted, you don't stay quiet. That's cowardice." The crowd erupted into cheers. Whoopi raised her hands like a referee trying to calm two fighters. Joy, undeterred, said, "But Julia, by defending him, you're telling every woman watching this that those allegations don't matter."
No, Joy, don't twist my words. Allegations matter, but truth matters too. Due process matters, and compassion matters. You can hold people accountable and still believe in second chances. The applause grew louder, some audience members even standing up.
Joy leaned in, her tone icy. You're Hollywood sweetheart, Julia, but maybe you're proving the critics right. That Hollywood will always defend its own no matter what. Julia paused, visibly emotional now, her eyes narrowing just slightly. I'm defending a human being I care about, Joy. This isn't about Hollywood circles or elite privilege. This is about friendship, loyalty, and believing that one chapter doesn't define a whole life. Joy scoffed. Must be nice to live in that bubble. Julia, visibly stung, responded with an emotional edge. It's not a bubble, Joy. It's a choice. I choose compassion over judgment. I choose loyalty over gossip. Maybe if we all did that, we'd have a kinder world. The audience roared with applause, chants of Julia, Julia filling the studio. Joy, realizing she was losing the crowd, muttered, agree to disagree.
Within minutes, X and TikTok lit up. Julia Roberts destroys Joy Behar on live TV defending Johnny Depp. Joy tried to trap Julia, but Julia clapped back with class. Clips went viral showing Julia saying, I choose compassion over judgment. That one line alone trended for 24 hours straight. News outlets picked it up. Julia Roberts takes heat and praise for defending Johnny Depp on The View. Fans were split. Finally, someone stood up to Joy Behar's constant negativity. Julia Roberts defending Depp is peak Hollywood privilege. Julia posted a statement that evening. I believe in compassion, accountability, and second chances. That's how I live, and that's how I'll continue to live. Joy didn't post anything, but on the next day's episode, she joked, well, I think I broke Twitter yesterday. The audience laughed awkwardly, but the undertone was clear. People were still talking. 2 weeks later, Julia and Joy appeared together again, this time via satellite, for a special episode about forgiveness and redemption. Julia said, we disagreed, yes, but we talked, and that's important. It's easy to fight. It's harder to listen. Joy replied, look, I still don't agree about Depp, but I respect Julia for saying what she feels. She's got guts. The audience cheered, and a new hashtag emerged. Hashtag kindness costs nothing, Julia's closing phrase from their earlier clash. When people looked back at that day on The View, it wasn't just another celebrity argument. It was a moment that made people stop and think about loyalty, forgiveness, and how we treat people who fall from grace. Julia's words, I choose compassion over judgment, became a cultural mantra. Fans printed it on t-shirts, shared it on Instagram, and used it as captions for their own forgiveness stories. For Julia, the clash didn't tarnish her image. It strengthened it. She wasn't just America's sweetheart anymore. She was a woman who stood for something, even when it risked backlash. Joy, meanwhile, earned her own kind of respect for standing her ground and later acknowledging that difficult conversations were necessary. And Johnny Depp? He issued a rare public thank you to Julia. True friends stand up when it matters. Julia, thank you for believing in me. In the end, this wasn't just about Johnny Depp. It was about who we are when we're tested. Do we stay silent or do we speak? Do we condemn or do we choose compassion? Julia Roberts made her choice. And for millions watching, it was a powerful reminder that kindness, even when controversial, still has a place in the world. If you love dramatic celebrity showdowns and emotional moments like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because the next viral clash, it's coming, and you won't want to miss it. Again, this story is a work of fan-based fiction inspired by publicly available information and general social media discussions.
It is created purely for entertainment purposes and does not depict any actual events or real conversations. There is no evidence that the events, dialogues, or situations described ever occurred in reality.